Bam ba da ba dum bam bam. Ba dum ba da ba dum bam. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Justin, and today we're listening to the song Ocean Song. This is by John Anderson off of his album, excuse me if I mispronounce this, Oleus of Sunhillow, which was released in 1976. Not only have you guys been mentioning to perhaps take a look at this album specifically, I know that at this exact moment, a lot of you are waiting for me to do Gates of Delirium. Give me a little bit. I'm working on it. I haven't forgotten. Just give me a little bit of time. I at least wanted to provide you with something like Yes related, maybe just to hold you over for just a little bit longer. Thank you for waiting in the first place. Apparently this is a concept album, as I read, which tells the story of an alien race and their journey to a new world following a volcanic catastrophe on their home planet. Here's the catch that I think is really cool. Anderson wrote and performed the music himself. He did everything in this album. I'm really curious to see what he does on his own when he's just left to his own devices and he's not, working with anyone else. It's a great thing to have a band, to have a group of like-minded individuals to make music with, especially when it's as good as Yes's catalog is. But it's always nice to take solo artists and take them out away from the band and see what they come up with. What is their musical vision and what's their own artistic output? Because that's when it's going to be most pure, when it's their own. It's diluted a little bit when it's usually in the band because you got a few other people involved. But it's also when you separate the artist that you can see their contribution perhaps into the greater scope of the band. Anyways, I should probably save all this discussion till after I listen to the song. You guys can join me on Twitter. You guys can join me in the comments down below. Hope you're having a good day. And let's do it. This is Ocean Song by John Anderson.
G. Climb summer mornings and tell me of days past. We ought to sing of the praises of love, and his one hand raised high in the dark. Total relating, appointed close factors of what we regard as the answer lies there, and his one hand raised high in the dark. There stands Elias to outward to build a ship, holding within all we hope to retain. The frame will be so built to challenge the universe, glassed with the skins of the fish of the plain. Master volcano, loaded with the pleasure, sing to the power, we will sail to the east, and all hands shall rise to the call. Those hands go quake and shall point to the four corners, reaching out faster shall overtake you, to bring you to safety, to travel away from this moment that's rightly attained as your view. So sound out the Galleon to travel across the space between pastures that's rightly attained. So stands the blunder, expectant as one dear companion can utter the right which
Okay. I did two songs there. The first one felt really good. It was nice, but it was kind of like a build-up. So we had to go into the next one just for context to see where it went. So interesting. So, a question for you, because I'm gonna probably discuss it in this video. What part of Yes do you hear in this? I feel like the spirit of Yes in here, in John Anderson's solo music on this album. The interdimensional, interplanetary sci-fi story and narrative that's going on, that's cool. John seems to have always had some sort of interest in like space and the galaxy and the universe as a whole. The physical, the spiritual, metaphysical, whatever. The song, which is about aliens in the first place and having to leave to find a new home, that's right up John's alley. Just by looking at the story, you may think that on first listening, like this is gonna come across really cheesy, like, oh great. You know, this is one of those songs about aliens and they gotta find a new home. Like this could be a weird story. Musically, I think that he carried it very well. There's eccentricities in there, but nothing like cheesy. You know what I mean? Like nothing comes across as forced or convoluted or where did you think of this? And even the music sounds out of this world without sounding like spaced out. I'm working on my puns. I am personally like really impressed that John did everything in this album because that is so true to his vision of how he wanted this to come out. I just think that's really cool that he took it upon himself to really like allow himself to take care of everything. Because I'm sure he could have asked, everyone else like in the band, like, hey, would you mind just doing this one part for me? Which wouldn't have been necessarily a bad thing. But by him doing everything on his own just makes it that much more personal. The opening with Ocean Song, at first I was thinking that was the ship launching off, but looking at like the lyrics in the second song, I'm thinking more like this is the volcano erupting and destroying their home world. I like that sound effect actually as it's used throughout the whole thing. I feel like it's one of those things that could become a little like, okay, lower that volume please just a little bit after a while. We get it, the volcano is exploding. But I do like how it's held continuously throughout the whole song. And then throughout we get little instrumentation that kind of comes through. We get some strings with like harps and sitars that come through, have a nice Eastern-like melody. And amongst that thick chaos that sound brings to this song, it's just little sparks of life. It's almost like a little bit of comfort in the music. And we're kind of left with like something maybe a little more positive, a little more hopeful. And I can only imagine, just listening to these two songs, like I said, I had to go into the next one, that this whole album has a very nicely connected nature in how it moves from track to track. I really like the way that John provides all the vocals in this album too, because even those backing vocals that sound very choral, choir, how do you describe choral? You know what I mean? Is that has to be the word, choral. The choral. Why is that a word? The choral nature of the backing vocals and the atmosphere that it lends itself to makes me think of the survivors on the ship, all the people that have escaped the planet. John just actually does a really nice job of kind of doing everything on his own and making it sound good. I don't know exactly what John feels comfortable with instrument-wise. For all I know, he may feel really comfortable with all of these instruments. For all I know, he may for example, not like to play guitar. But I think the effort that he took upon himself to do this, maybe he had to learn some things he didn't before, but I'm sure that he wanted to just in order to express himself musically. I think that that's something that's underrated, you know? Sometimes you know that you want to express something yourself, you have an emotion, you have a story, you have something you want to tell through music, but maybe you don't know how to play something, but you know that it would sound good. I think the extra effort that you take upon yourself as an artist and a musician to perhaps learn that instrument, even if you're not trying to master it, at least learn enough of it that you can express yourself the way you want to, is one of the highest forms of pure art and really expressing emotion in the way that you want to express it. There's some nice musical moments in here. I love the way that he plays the bass. I love, once again, those strings. I think it's a harp that comes in once in a while just to I don't know, it adds a little bit of exotic flavor to it. His singing is really great. It sounds nice in this almost psychedelic folk-like landscape that he's built with the music. Getting to the lyrics, Ocean Song was instrumental, so there are none. Sound out the Galleon to travel to cross, close the space between pastures as rightly attained. As old stands to plunder, expectant as one dear companion can utter, the right we achieve. There stands Elias to outward to build a ship, holding within all we hope to retain. The frame will be so built to challenge the universe, collapsed with the skins of the fish of the plain. At this point in the story, it seems that they are building the ship to escape the planet. I like how it says, holding within all we hope to retain. They're about to lose their world, but it's not with the world that their humanity lies as aliens. It's within themselves as their people that their humanity, their culture, them survive. And then as it ends with some made-up words, unless I just don't know languages. Duga Rityan Sha Tu Ratyan something something something. He brings in a made-up language for the song without relying on it or forcing it into the music. I'm impressed by John. I'm impressed. I like these two songs. They weren't overwhelming to me. They were definitely a pleasure to listen to, and I felt great listening to them. I would like to listen to more of it. What did you guys think of the songs? Are there other songs in here that maybe I should be looking forward to if I was to continue with this? You can join me on Twitter and let me know. You can join me in the comments and let me know. Hope that you're having a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.